So I'm on Google and I've done for a search for a Roman soldier. I'm going to choose an image, and actually when you choose an image, when you hover over it, you can see the size of the image. So if you're selecting an image, it's probably a good idea. I mean, this one's quite enormous, to choose one. It's not too big. At the bottom it says similar and more sizes. So if I was to click more sizes, I've got the same image, which I probably do want this image, but I want it considerably smaller, so 630, that's probably a better one to choose. I can now right click and copy the image URL. I'm now going to open the Picasa editor, which is up here as an extension. I've got the option to open the image from URL. I'm going to paste in the URL that I just copied and say OK. And it will pick up the image that I've just copied, and there it is. Right, I am actually going to show that you can do various things using the editor, but I'm just going to crop it. So if I just wanted that part, and I double click, I can add text. I'll put some text down here, saying Roman Legion. Right, and I can choose colour. I'll just choose bright red and say OK, and I can make it bold, and I can change the size, and I can change the font, but I'm quite happy with that, so I'll say OK. It's on this layer. There's the background layer, which is the image, and then there's the text layer, which is ticked. That's the one I'm on at the moment. I can then grab the handle and I can move the text around if I want to, but I'm going to leave it there. Right, so I've completed the image, and that's what I wanted. I now go File and Save. I'm going to stick with a JPEG. I'll give it a title. Right, I'm not going to save it to my computer. I'm going to save it to the Picasa. And it's asking me which folder. Well, I've only actually got one folder at present, so it's going to have to go into that folder. So I'm going to say OK, and it's converting it in. And because it wasn't too huge, it was able to save it. So it's now gone into that album. So I open a new tab, and I'm just going to have a look at that album. So it's PIC, Web Albums. There they go. Press Enter, and we'll go to the web album, and I'm logged in, so it's gone straight into my albums. And there's my profile photo albums, and if I open that, I should see the image that I've just saved, and I've wanted it before. Right, but I don't want them in this album, so if I click on the image, I can now go Actions, move to another album, and say yes, and I'm going to call it Roman Images. And say Continue. And it's going to create a new album called Roman Images. Now go to the Home. So I've now got two albums, but I've still got one in the here that I want to move. So if I click on that one, again, Actions, move to another album. This time I don't need to create a new album because I can choose an existing album, choose the Roman Images, and move it over to there. So I've now got two photos in this album, two albums as well. Right, I'm going to close that, and then close this now, close that now, and I'm going to go back to Google Drive, where I'm going to go Insert, Image, and this time I'm going to go to Your Albums, and it's going to show my two albums. Open that album, and I can then choose the image that I want to use. That way I can keep those images in my album so I can use them anytime in the future.